This is, I believe, called Painters Nook near Clough Wood, Winster in the Derbyshire Dales, and it's a privilege because there's only 1 week or 10 days in the year when there's such a myriad of bluebells out in the woods here. And the word that springs to mind before the sun goes down is fecund. It's not a swear word. I think it means outrageously, I'm going to make it up, outrageously fertile. The other thing that springs to mind is that to make one baby, it takes millions of sperm and only one egg. So the bluebells, I reckon, are the sperm of the wood. I suppose the ground is the egg, the fertile ground. It's gone 7 on an early May evening, and to be honest, the car is at least half an hour away, so I'm a little bit worried. I've left it a bit late in the day after spending a very pleasant afternoon in the sunshine in the pub with my new mates, Rob and Simon, that it might be a bit tricky underfoot as the light fades, but I think I've got an hour left, so no worries there. I've just spotted over the horizon, it's very balmy evening. I just checked earlier, it's 18 degrees already in the first week of May, and it's a surprise because it's a bank holiday weekend and rain was forecast for today, so everybody's out in their next to nothing. So I've got my shorts on, making the most of the benign weather. Need to be careful not to lose my footing here going down a steep slope. The lady, a nice neighbour or local person here, after I'd gone the wrong way in the car, I asked her and she very kindly told me the correct way to the footpath, but she told me, careful, it's very muddy. And it certainly has been muddy, a lot of rain overnight, but fortune has it, favours the brave, as they say. I've braved the mud, met a whole contingent, a coach load of Chinese visitors on the way down to Painters Nook, and asked them the way to the bluebells, and the kids couldn't stop themselves chatting and interrupting each other to tell me where the best place to see the bluebells was. And isn't that lovely that it's nature that unites us? Different languages, different cultures, but bluebells are bluebells in English or Chinese, apparently. How lovely. This morning I went on an extended morning round walk from the tiny house on a route that I only discovered yesterday, or that I was fortuitously introduced to by Leslie, who's been walking it for 30 years, and her dog Pickles. And there's a little moral to this tale, I guess, which is I'm a new boy to these woods where I'm talking about, and I walked bounded by the forest, by the trees, and it's absolutely lovely. I don't know if you can see behind me in the air, there's a paraglider, motorized paraglider. Possibly just hear it. It's one thing I've promised myself I will do, but I'm scared. So if anybody knows how to help me overcome my sissy scaredness of going up in a paraglider. I did book once on Lanzarote to do a piggyback one, a piggyback paraglide, but it was too windy and it got cancelled, and I didn't book again. But this Leslie and Pickles, they opened up a whole new world right on my doorstep. I mean, I loved the woods anyway, but just beyond, just push the boundary, just on the other side of the plantation of the Douglas pine, there's this wonderful vista of, at this time of year, a host of golden dandelions, yellow like a rape field, but it's not, it's dandelions. And I heard my first cuckoo this morning. I thought they'd disappeared, but no, there's a cuckoo. And I've got an app on my phone called Merlin Bird ID, check it out, which is wonderful, and it's free, and it's transformed my life. I can identify, that's a blackbird, Chiff Chaff, Robin. I'm joking, but I'm starting to learn the bird songs in my own backyard, and I feel so much more connected to where I live. I came up with a new word. Well, it might be a new word. I think it's a new word. You've heard of exfoliation, to get rid of layers of skin. Well, when I walk in the woods with a mind layered with thoughts, it's not that I exfoliate them, because you can't stop, you just try it, you can't stop thoughts. But what's wrong with thoughts anyway? Spice of life. It's when you identify or the thoughts take over that you tend to get lost in them. But no, if you it's all fresh, of course. If you layer it up with nature, I call it enfoliation. So you have a layer of thought and then a layer of appreciation of the natural surroundings, which just calms the mind naturally. Or listen to the birds, or identify the birds on the app, and you get these layers like a compost heap, and I call it mulching the mind. And it's made a wonderful difference these past few mornings, and I'm going to continue it, and I recommend it.